literally am just in a tunnel right now with mangrove trees. This is no place for a human being to be. Oh, man. Whoa.
What the hell was that?
I'm animal trainer Brandon McMillan. I've spent my whole life handling some of the world's most dangerous animals, but never in the wild. Now's my chance to go face-to-face with them after dark, when they're most active and most deadly.
Whoa!
To show you what no one sees. The secret lives of animals at night. Everglades is the largest subtropical wilderness in the United States, from dense cypress swamps to sprawling mangrove forests. The views during the day are as diverse as the animal life found within. But at night, this sprawling landscape becomes a dark, twisted labyrinth, home to panthers, deadly rattlesnakes, and invading pythons. It's also the only place in the United States to see one of the nation's fiercest predators, the American crocodile.
I'm here in the Everglades, the only place in the world where crocodiles and alligators coexist. Tonight, it's gonna be a wild night.
I'm here after dark because that's when crocodiles are most active, and I want to see one on a nocturnal hunt. In the Everglades, when it comes to deadly nocturnal predators, most people think of the alligator. But its close cousin, the American crocodile, is actually a rarer and more aggressive hunter of this murky wetland. Found in Central America to southern Florida, the American croc is a carnivorous reptile that can measure 15 feet long and weigh over 1,000 pounds. These massive marsh dwellers are supreme ambush hunters, armed with cat-like eyes to see in the dark, a powerful tail, and enormous jaws. The crocodile is one of the most feared killers in the animal kingdom.
I cannot see a thing more than 15 feet away in there.
The swamp floor is littered with roots and brush, and in the darkness, it's nearly impossible to see. So my crew switches to astroscope. Without it, we'd be helpless out here at night. To help me find these nocturnal predators, I'm meeting up with seasoned wildlife biologist Joe Wasilewski at a research facility deep in the swampland.
Hey, Brandon.
Yeah, you Joe?
Yep.
How you doing?
Hey, nice to meet you.
Good.
Good to see you out here. So I heard you're coming to see some crocodiles, huh?
Yeah, you know where some are?
Follow me, man.
Joe's a crocodile expert, and he's been researching them in the Everglades for over 20 years. But even he rarely comes out after nightfall.
Well, you know, they've been on the Earth for 250 million years, and they're really, really incredible animals.
Joe tells me crocs are nighttime stealth hunters, capable of bringing down a guy my size in the blink of an eye.
The crocs breed February, March, lay their eggs in April, and the eggs hatch from the end of June through July. And the crocs that I'm familiar with, usually what they do, what they call a hole nest. They just will dig in the sand or in the marl or in the muck or whatever, usually raised, and dig a hole, deposit their eggs, and cover it.
What's the scariest gator or a croc story you have?
Oh, man, I got plenty of those.
Huh?
The one just in particular, I was feeding an alligator, one of mine, and I feed him chicken necks, and somebody said, "Hey, Joe," and I turned to look, and he grabbed my hand. Instead of freaking out, you could stop the action in your mind, and I actually figured if I pulled back, he's gonna go into his death roll and take my arm. Mm-hmm. So I let him go, and I actually let my arm go down with him. And I knew sooner or later he'd have to open his mouth. And sure enough, he did, and I got my hand out, but not before it looked like a butcher block, you know?
What's the biggest croc you've ever seen down here?
Biggest one I ever saw, I'm gonna have to say over 13 feet, close to 14. Yeah, I mean, that's truly a giant.
Our plan is to head to 9 Mile Pond, a brackish body of water located deep in the mangrove forest. One of the only places on Earth where crocs and gators live together.
This place is thick. You have a spot with a few more mosquitoes? I can still feel my skin.
Only an hour into our trek, we come upon one of the Everglades' most troublesome nighttime creatures.
Look at here.
Check this out. That's a Burmese python right there. They're invasive to the Everglades.
You want to grab him or should I?
Burmese pythons are not indigenous to the Everglades and are left here by irresponsible pet owners when they become too big to handle.
Good. Can you believe these things invaded the Everglades? We're finding them this size by the dozens.
And I heard they're causing a big problem down here with the ecosystem.
They're eating everything in sight. Birds, raccoons, possums, alligators.
The nighttime feeding Burmese python is one of the largest and most fearsome snakes in the world. Native to the jungles and marshes of Southeast Asia, they can grow up to 25 feet long and weigh up to 200 pounds. Because they're not indigenous to the Everglades, they have no natural predators here and are slowly destroying this delicate ecosystem.
Feel that power. Look at
Yeah, it's a constrictor. It's all muscle right here. And the way these animals work is you pretty much suffocate yourself to death. It waits for your breath to keep constricting out, and finally, pop, you're gone.
All right. Yeah, I think it's this way. Step on the sticks so you don't sink in.
Finally, we reach 9 Mile Pond, and we're off into croc-infested waters, but we have to take it easy. This canoe is no match for a 1,000-pound reptile. Crocs prefer areas where salt and freshwater meet, and they typically hunt within the twisting roots of the mangrove trees that grow here.
Hearing some splashing going on over here.
Want me to go in that direction?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Not so fast. Not right in front of us, dude. Those ones that coming right at us.
I think we're going at him.
Okay. Oh, I see a couple more right here.
There's a guy right there.
Yeah.
What's he, 4-footer, 5-footer?
Yeah.
What's that right there? That was one. That was one? Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, man, he just went right under the boat.
Was that him? How often do crocs jump in the boat? That's the question I want to know. Oh, goodness. Scared the hell out of me. I expected a crocodile to be sitting right here in front of me.
9 Mile Pond is a shallow and murky swamp surrounded by small canals formed by the roots of twisting mangrove trees. Since the dark water is only 2 feet deep, we could be inches from a hungry crocodile bigger than our canoe, and we'd never know it until it was too late. Joe tells me that even though we're looking for crocs, there's a good chance we'll run into gators hunting in this brackish water.
If an alligator is inside of a mango and a croc comes along, will he just push him out?
Yeah, crocodiles are a lot more agile than alligators, and crocodiles are built to get through the mangroves better than alligators. Believe me, when it comes to a battle, the croc usually wins.
The American crocodile is armed with cat-like eyes that let in maximum light, a powerful tail that they can use to launch themselves at prey on the shore, and a massive jaw capable of exerting 3,000 pounds of lightning-fast pressure per square inch on its ambushed victims. As we drift into fresher water, Joe and I begin to see a lot of gators, but no crocs on the hunt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's possible that the crocs are laying low beneath the surface of the water, so I pull out my pole cam to get a closer look. The silt in this water makes it extremely difficult to see anything. While hunting, crocodiles and alligators use special pressure-sensitive nerves in their snout that alert them to the slightest movement of their prey. Or in this case, my pole cam.
That's all right. It's all right. You tacked this thing.
This alligator nearly took a chunk out of my camera, and it shows just how quick these giant reptiles are to strike anything in their path. But unfortunately, it's proven that we're now in freshwater gator territory where crocs are few and far between. Joe suggests we ditch our flimsy canoe and head to deeper, saltier water where we should find the crocs on the hunt that I'm after. As we begin our 2-mile hike towards Florida Bay, my crew and I make contact with one of the region's most exotic nocturnal creatures.
Hey, Clint, there's a spider on your camera, dude.
What?
Yeah,
Wow,
check us
look
out.
at that. That's called an orb spider. And what he does is he'll make a web in this trail, catch whatever he can tonight, and ingest the web. And in the morning, he'll be hidden in one of these little leaves.
This orb spider comes from a family of over 2,800 spider species that are builders of spiral webs found in a variety of habitats throughout the world. The average orb spider can use between 50 and 200 feet of silk a night to build a web and catch their prey.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, beautiful.
Let's leave her alone.
With the sunrise fast approaching, Joe and I set out on Florida Bay to see if we can find a croc on the hunt for prey.
There, you see it?
Yeah, did you see the way he moved?
There's some big ones out there, too.
Joe warns me to step back from the edge because these crocs not only scare the fish out of the water, but are capable of jumping several feet into the air themselves.
There must be a dozen eyes out there.
Slow down, John. Slow down.
As a part of Joe's research, it's his job to capture young crocodiles and tag them so he can keep track of their health, habits, and location.
Okay, I see it. It's a small one. Just keep it on him. You're doing good.
But catching a croc with your bare hands is no easy feat.
I got him. I got him. Hold on. Hey.
It's late into my first night in the Florida Everglades searching for crocodiles hunting prey. And my expert Joe is trying to pull one of these dangerous predators on board our boat.
There he is, right there, right there.
I got him. Come on, I got him. Hold on. Grab a hold of me. Okay, good. We're good.
Do not try this at home.
Give me 5 on that one.
There we go. That's good work right there.
Okay.
Even though this 3.5-year-old croc is small enough to capture, it's still capable of biting off my hand.
Ooh, those teeth are sharp.
This girl's only 10 pounds, and the pressure.
Oh, it's
He
amazing.
can barely even get the mouth open. Can you imagine when she hits 600-700 pounds? Now, their mouth kind of works like a mousetrap, right? If anything touches the inside, they will snap down, correct?
Oh, yeah.
When they bite, they'll do something called the death roll. If they were to bite an arm, their tail uses leverage to whip their body around and just maim whatever they grab. Do they keep the same set of teeth their whole life, or are they constantly getting new ones?
You know, when this tooth gets dull, or if it cracks, it falls out and a new one replaces it. And over the life of a crocodile, they can go through as many as 3,000 teeth.
After tagging and setting this croc free, Joe and I call it a night. Tomorrow, we're gonna search for crocs on foot in the dark and dense swampland where they lie in wait for unsuspecting prey. It's my second night in the Everglades, and Joe and I travel 2 miles north to an area where he's seen a lot of recent croc activity.
All right, right here. This is good. There, look at that. See the drags? All right, Brandon, this could be a spot right here.
Crocs are ambush hunters and choose to lie in wait for prey rather than wasting energy by chasing it down in the water or on land. Without the safety of our boat, Joe and I are in danger with every step we take in this thick foliage.
Something's rattling those bushes right there. Come here.
It's not long before we find more hard evidence that crocs are afoot.
Now look at this. See the footprints here? Look at that. His body has to be, 3-foot diameter.
Joe tells me that this area hides a croc cave just below our feet.
This is all dug by a crocodile.
Let's see if he's in there. See? That hole, we're standing on the cave, actually.
Wow.
Crocodiles use their powerful front claws to dig burrows near shore. They use them to hide, rest, and shelter themselves from cold weather.
This is all hollow ground.
Yeah.
This is actually...
Feel it?
How deep does the cave go below us?
Probably 8 to 10 feet.
I can't pass up the opportunity to take a peek inside the home of a giant crocodile. So I pull out my pole camera to hopefully find something within.
Very good.
Never leave home without it.
If a 12-foot croc lives inside, hopefully it takes a bite out of the camera before any of us.
All right, you ready to do this?
Yeah, man. I want to see.
In these submerged burrows during very hot conditions, crocodiles can hide from the heat and avoid dehydration.
Now, that is cool. Dip it in the water. Now, that is cool.
In their burrows, they can even survive several months without food. A croc burrow is typically only about 2 feet beneath the surface and measures 10 to 30 feet long. But a slightly enlarged portion at the back allows the crocodile to turn around once it's inside.
Oh, wow. Look at all that stuff swimming around.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Look at that. Wow. Look at how he dug that out. Look at that. I wonder how far back that really does go. You see a 12-foot croc coming at that camera. I don't see any crocodile.
Yeah, there's nothing in there.
Okay.
Nope, not today.
Well, that still is very, very cool.
Only a few steps away, Joe finds even more evidence of croc activity.
Somewhere over here is a nest. Oh, look at that.
As part of his research, Joe routinely locates croc clutches and counts the eggs inside to help keep track of the current croc population. And he shows me how to carefully remove the dirt without damaging them.
Can you feel the warmth there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, what an incubator, huh? Oh, yeah. We got it.
Unbelievable.
Now, wait, before I do anything,
Yeah.
reptile eggs, unlike bird eggs, cannot be turned. The embryo adheres to the shell, and if you turn it any which way, you'll actually drown it.
Okay.
Just remember that.
Check this out.
You see that band?
Yeah.
Now, that's a fertile egg. That band means that the embryo had adhered, and it is growing right now.
As shown by my thermal imager, the heat signature of this croc egg glows a warm 86 degrees, the ideal temperature for developing embryos. In contrast, Joe's arm reads as a hot 98.6 degrees.
Oh, here's more. We've got 2, we got 3.
Croc nests typically hold anywhere from 8 to 80 eggs, but only 1% of hatchlings survive to adulthood.
And I have to put them back in the same order that they came out.
And why is that?
Crocodiles are TSD, temperature sex dependent. Wherever they're sitting is going to determine if it's a male or female. Okay. There we go. Pretty cool, huh?
One of the coolest things I've ever seen, Joe.
It's just after 1 a.m., and Joe wants to head back in. But there's still a few hours left before sunrise. So he gives me the okay to stay out on my own, and my crew and I head for the mangrove canals for one last chance to catch a croc on the hunt at night. After paddling for a half an hour, I finally make out the leering eyes of these enormous reptiles. And it feels like I'm slowly sliding down the food chain.
As a professional animal trainer, it's my job to read the signs before you get attacked. Crocs just don't give you that sign. Their eyes don't read the same way. What the hell was that? That'll wake you up.
The tangled, twisting roots of these mangrove trees keeps the waters around them calm. Not only does this give the crocodile numerous places to hide, but in such a tight area, prey can be corralled directly into the croc's waiting mouth.
I literally am just in a tunnel right now with mangrove trees.
This is no place for a human being to be. The good thing is, though, I think we're coming to the opening. Whoa. You hear that noise?
Coming from the mangroves, we hear the unmistakable rumble of the crocodile growl, a sound used as a mating call, a greeting, or a warning to stay away.
I've only got like another 30 yards to go out of this mangrove.
We soon realized that entering this tunnel was a terrible mistake.
Guys, get me out of here.
While we're trapped in our boats, our cameraman is stuck in the mangroves.
Valley right here.
Our cameraman manages to make it back in the boat, but the growls are still coming from behind us.
Brandon, keep going. Keep going. Faster. Go, go, go. Keep going.
We're out. Is it coming after you?
It's still growling. We'll just keep going, guys.
Luckily, the combination of our boats, paddles, and lights were enough to scare off the hungry beast. In the end, I got an unexpected up-close and personal view of this prehistoric beast. Now I know what it truly feels like to be hunted.
I gotta admit, those crocs scared the hell out of me. Man, that'll get your adrenaline pumping.
As the sun rises over the water, I'm relieved to be heading out of croc country. Seeing these nocturnal predators up close was a harrowing experience I won't soon forget, and gave me a definitive reminder of the dangers that hide in every shadow when you're out in the wild at night.
See you when the sun goes down.